What's going on? It's your man once again, Movement on the Mic with the Initiative Podcast, where we get into everything celebrity news, world news, sociology, psychology, and WTF. 10th episode. And first thing I want to do, first shout out, first headline, the first shout out is to The Rock, the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, investing $25 million into the island of Maui off of Hawaii. And I just seen this headline through the Instagram, and that is a massive donation, a massive investment. And of course he's gonna do it. This is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Okay, this is Maui incarnate. You understand what I'm saying? He is incarnate of his ancestors, incarnation of the greatest will that you can possibly give your entire people if you're looking out for your entire country, your entire continent, your entire land. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, 25 million in Maui, especially after those fires, after the run on all of the land because of the fires, you know what I'm saying, which is still under suspicious activity. But again, our truth seekers, we know what it is. Shout out to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Let's get into these headlines. Okay, Lizzo debuted her new song, "Don't Make Me Love You," on SNL last night, and let me tell you, she was looking great. Okay, she has released the weight, is what she calls it in an interview previous. She released a lot of weight, Jack. You know, she's in love with her relationship, Jack. I love Lizzo. I ain't even gonna hold you. A lot of people be giving her flack from what has happened in the last couple years. She did a hiatus. She came back, did her show on SNL, and she shut it down. That is a beautiful song, "Don't Make Me Love You." I advise y'all to check it out if y'all have not heard it. And Lizzo just looks great. She looks fantabulous. She's been on the market. She's been doing her rounds. She's been doing the red carpet walks. She's been on it. You see what I'm saying? There's one thing that's been going on, as we know what's going on with her relationship that she's in love with oh so much. And shout out to her king behind the scenes. We know what you doing, dog. We know what you doing. I gotta salute you. All right, you are a motivation behind her goals, and I'm pretty sure she's a motivation behind yours. Shout out to the both of y'all, but definitely shout out to Lizzo. Girl, you're glistening, you're glowing. Okay, come on to the Initiative Podcast. We need you. We're gonna get into the next headline. Okay, I know y'all been seeing this throughout the weekend. It's gonna be talked about throughout the week. Y'all heard it first on the Initiative Podcast. You got China. Okay, now let me give you a rundown of what China has decided to do. Okay, China has exposed their counterfeit market because of Trump's tariffs. Now, I know a lot of people are somehow trying to spin this in a way where it's like, oh, I didn't know that China was making all of these designer labels, from Prada to Louis Vuitton to Ralph Lauren to Lululemon and more. I didn't know that they were making it over there and they would ship it back to the designers, and the designers would attach their label to it and then charge thousands upon thousands of dollars to the U.S. markets. Come on. I know I'm not the only entrepreneur who is very advanced in investments that knew this, that didn't know this. Of course we knew this. We just see it in the open now. You see what I'm saying? So with Trump's tariffs, Trump has, he's pricing China out of the market, out of the U.S. market. You see what I'm saying? And China's not willing to pay the tariffs, right? You know what I mean? So if China's not willing to pay the tariffs because China would have to build in America in order to get around those tariffs, China doesn't even want to build in America. Wrap that around your brain for a second. China rather go to war than go build a couple manufacturing plants here. You see what I'm saying? And that could be beneficial for America, but they don't want to do that. They don't want to be beneficial for America. So what did Trump do? Trump hit him with a 125%, 500% tariff. Okay, and undercut their $1 trillion counterfeit market. Let's be clear. Let me say that one more again with a T. $1 trillion counterfeit market. That's what China's had for the last, 50 years, I want to say. And then Trump's tariffs cut it in half. They lose 80+% of their profit on their counterfeit market. So while China's sitting up here exposing on Instagram, using their influencers to run up on TikTok and be like, yo, but in reality, we make it here for chump change, and then we ship it out to Europe, we ship it out to France, we ship it out to Italy, you name it, and they tag their logo on it, and then now they're hitting the U.S. markets. Hey, well, listen, that sounds like business to me. Now, I know a lot of people be like, wait, that's terrible. That's shady. Is it though? Because, I mean, unless there are some rules and regulations surrounding it to make it actually and utterly illegal, I don't see where the uproar is. I mean, yeah, if you are a worshiper of the idol of Prada, of Gucci, of Lululemon, of Ralph Lauren, of North Face, if you're worshiping these idols and you've already spent thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars on them, I could understand your frustration. But if you're not, such as me, and you are a meager shopper, you know what I mean? You get a little bit of things over here, a little bit of things over here, and you're not too concerned about that Louis Vuitton. You see what I'm saying? Then I'm sorry, I don't see the issue here. You see what I'm saying? I don't see where the uproar is at. As far as I'm concerned, China just lost their counterfeit tax on their counterfeit market, and they're mad because they lost a lot of profit. You see what I'm saying? So now they got to undersize, and they got to undersize them black markets they got over there. As far as I'm concerned, y'all better undersize them black markets. I'm just saying, but hey, China, and mind you, we're all going to be hearing about this all week. You know what I mean? But you heard it first over here. We're going to move on. Okay, y'all, let's get into something serious. Earlier today, I got a headline coming out of 4WWL, Louisiana, authored by Kenny Kuhn. Former LSU wide receiver Kyren Lacy found dead in an apparent suicide earlier this morning. Former LSU wide receiver Kyren Lacy, who was facing a negligent homicide charge in connection with a deadly crash, died early Sunday morning, according to 4WWL's WBRZ partners in Baton Rouge. Okay, he played 3 seasons of college football at LSU after transferring from the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. All right, I mean, a career high of 58 catches for 866 yards, 9 touchdowns, graduated in December of last year, and announced his 2025 NFL draft entrance. All right, and I mean, it's crazy. I mean, that's a huge talent and a huge loss. All right, I mean, it really is unfortunate. Kyren Lacy. Okay, you can literally picture his name on the back of the NFL jersey. You can literally picture his jersey in the Hall of Fame after he played 20 more years. And for, his loss of life to have happened so abruptly. Let me get you the details of this car crash so you can understand the hows and the whys, and so we can understand the consequences behind a variety of actions that led to this tragic moment. Now, the crash was caused by his choices, a series of unfortunate choices: recklessly passing multiple vehicles at high speed, crossing the center lane, entering northbound lane in a designated no passing zone, illegally passing other vehicles, which caused the Final Destination Bloodlines event, all right, which resulted in the death of a 78-year-old man and the injuries of multiple others. Okay, not to mention multiple dollars of vehicles damaged. All right, not to mention multitudes of money lost on both of those lanes. All right, and he was responsible for the death of a man. You see what I'm saying? Not to mention critical injuries of others. And negligent, they was going to hit that man with, negligent homicide, a variety of other charges. Now, I'm pretty sure that he was mulling over this in his mind. I can only imagine that he was mulling this over. Not just the fact that he was responsible for the death of a 70-year-old man, not the fact that he caused thousands of dollars of damages, but it's the choices he was making in between, and what led up to his choice to speed, what led up to his choice to cross the barrier into the northbound lane, designated no crossing, no passing zones. You see what I'm saying? Like, you have to understand, like, all of this was mulling over in his head, and not to mention he's at the prime of his life, the prime of his time. We're talking about the man is going into the NFL drafted. How many people you know personally that has been drafted to the NFL? I know it seems like it happens quite often, but honestly, how many people do we honestly know from these fraternities and these colleges that we know personally has gone to the NFL? I mean, I'm pretty sure we got family members, whoever has family members that are in the NFL or has been in the NFL. Even I have a family member that I had in the NFL. His name was Michael Cherry. All right, he played for I forgot, but it's definitely within my family codex. But and his dad and the NFL, they came out with comments. I advise y'all to go check it out. Their condolences, and this is just a terrible talent to lose. You know what I mean? But at the same time, this is a learning event. The moral of the story is, when you're riding the highs of life, you do not then take it into your own hands that the lows of life that you travel in while you're riding a high, you can take for granted. Because people live in the lows of life as well still. People live in life. And for him to make a variety of choices, all right? And it's not like I'm like, man, like this, it's not that. It's when you're making these choices, you're making them fast. You see what I'm saying? The money comes fast, the success comes fast, and at the same time, your impatience comes fast as well. Your impatience, that the fact that maybe you're traveling still in ways that you didn't want to travel, but you just hit the game, so it's going to take you some time to get that private jet, or it's going to take you some time to get that driver, or maybe you're riding your high so high you lose all you lose all respect and recompense of your own boundaries. You see what I'm saying? Maybe you lose patience with the people around you. There are a variety of choices of why people make such reckless choices like this. You see what I'm saying? And the fault, you already know who the fault is. You know what I'm saying? You already know where the fault is at, where the fault started. But that's no reason to take your life. It's no reason to jump the ship. You know what I mean? He probably thought he was going to do life in jail. You know what I'm saying? He probably thought he was going to do life in prison. He probably thought he wasn't going to be able to beat it. If he did get charged, he wasn't going to go to the NFL if he got charged. That's for certain. You see what I'm saying? I mean, look how they doing some of them players for much lighter offenses. All right? So, I'm pretty sure he saw his future crashing down around his eyes, crashing down around in front of his face every day since that tragic situation happened. And you can only hold on to pain, and you can only relive your choices that you shouldn't have choose for only so long until you make a critical decision, either up or down. All right? He chose the latter. So shout out to Kyren Lacy. Shout out to his family and everybody that's impacted. Shout out to the NFL for putting out the statement. And this is just a sorry, sad life. I'm going to pray. I'm going to throw some prayers up for the family. I'm going to throw some prayers up for Kyren Lacy too. Just because he's in the next world doesn't mean he don't deserve prayers from the living. And we're going to move on. So I want to thank y'all once again. And I know it's kind of early, but thank y'all once again. I know y'all like the banners. You know what I'm saying? We're doing flag themes all to the episode 20, God willing, inshallah. This is going to be an amazing time to be alive with me on this path of podcasting. I got more surprises in the works. I want y'all to stay tuned. Watch how I do. And this is your man's movement on the mic. Let's get it. 10th episode down.
I might flip your stack, I might steal your chick.